Hello good people and welcome back to Level Up Your Openings. Today we're going to look at a weapon for white while using the sequence e4, e5. For the record, Bobby Fischer used this opening, so did the tactical monster Garry Kasparov and the modern day super GM Hikaru Nakamura. Let's level up our ELO. Maybe let's check this opening out.
Round one, fight!
Alright guys, we're going to start with the first position. Before I begin, before I forget, if you do like this content, find it somewhat entertaining and tolerable, and it's helping your ELO just improve a little bit, please leave a like and sub. You have my gratitude. Let's get started. So quick recap, the Evans Gambit starts with e4, e5, knight to f3 hitting, e5, knight to c6 defending it, bishop to c4, and it depends on this move, dependent on it, let's bishop to c5. And instead of going for the quiet d3 for Italian-esque or type, we go for a gambit. That's what it's called. b4, just attacking this bishop there and displacing these flank officials or pieces immediately. And usually takes and push, this retreats here, and then we push there on d4, and then we castle fast. The whole idea of this game is, after the gambit, a lot of development, very quick development, and energetic placement of the pieces. e4, e5 is met by knight to f3, attacking e5, knight to c6 to defend, and bishop to c4. Eyeing the square, bishop to c5, and we start the gambit with b4. Gambit accepted with b takes, or rather bishop takes on b4 and c3 hitting, and then energetically trying to get to d4 immediately. Bishop to a5 is this variation, maintaining potentially a pin there, but we go for d4, which the opponent takes the second pawn. And here the idea is to castle fast, possibly develop there, and if takes, we have ideas of an attack. After white castles, knight to e7. Now, we attack directly with knight to g5, eyeing this square, and immediately. And there's a few things that you should know when you accept the Evans Gambit. You will have to defend accurately and fight for the center in some way or another. Because if you haphazardly castle, well, you have two attackers there, and usually you don't want to capture this because that's useless. You as white, if you capture f7, lose exchange, but not when you have another attacker, and more importantly it's attacking h7, which is an immediate checkmate. You have to defend it. Of course, if you push here on g6 you get checkmated, so h6, but now you just chomp on f7. You have three attackers. Knight takes, attacking the queen, rook takes with check and check, and now c takes d. Knight takes, and now you're aiming for checkmate if the opponent makes a mistake. It's just complete annihilation on the king side. So after knight to g5, you have to accurately defend. One such defense is d4. But in this variation, what if knight goes to e5, defending here and attacking this as well? Well, what you do is just you back off the knight. And after castles, thinking that, hey, this is covered, this is a little weak, you take, booting out the knight, because that is a bit of an inaccuracy actually. Knight goes back here, and as you can see, you gambited two pawns, reclaimed the second one, and you now have the center. I'm going to draw as many lines as I like. And the idea still remains, there is a pin there on f7. You have some tempo because you've captured the center. Now it's time to move the queen to h5. After h6, guess where this bishop is? So yeah, I'm going to let you guys think about the strongest move. It's not super difficult, but I'll let you guys solve it in 3, 2, 1. White attacks with knight to f7. Hitting the queen, pinning the king. So after takes, you don't take here first because you want to retrieve that. So check first after takes. And then all is well. You start developing your bishop. Look how badly coordinated the white's defense is in this rook and bishop, and none of the pawns other than this pawn has gone beyond the 7th rank. So a little bit of a recap there. It's super dynamic, by the way. e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6. Aiming for that. It hit. That's the gambit. c3, d4, takes castle. Knight 2. Or they could play here, but in this variation we're talking about e7. You attack immediately. Takes with tempo. Now hitting for checkmate. Takes. And now takes first, and you have the center stage as white. Alright, second Evans Gambit position starts with e4, e5, knight to f3 again, knight to c6, bishop to c4, bishop to c5, b4, initiating the gambit. Takes c3, and bishop to a5 again, maintaining the pin there, d4. In this position, d6 is what black plays. And now queen to b3, aiming at that fabled, or rather that existing square, f7. And mind you, just look at where the bishop is located and situated again. Now, queen to d7 defending. Now you take instead of castling. Takes, and after takes, now you castle. Aiming there still. Bishop to b6, retreating the bishop, pinning our king, but also the idea of knight to a5. Be nice to get rid of one of these being these snipers, the double bishop pair. It becomes a single bishop after that. But now the next key move is rook to d1. In this position, if white plays knight to a5, that is a terrible mistake because of the next move, and I want you guys to find it if you can. In 3, 2, 1. The strongest move and the winning move here is bishop takes on f7. And it's not a sacrifice. After takes, I want you guys to find the next move to completely rattle black here. In 3, 2, 1. White plays rook to d8. And just for kicks, we're going to put a brilliant move on that. If you take, you lose your queen. So maybe black is not that dull and plays king to e7, a logical move. But now you play bishop to g5, a strong move, a good move. After, well, you can't block with your queen. After that, you simply take. And now you have the center stage as white. Simple as that. Recap, that's e4, e5, knight to f3, knight to c6, bishop to c4, bishop to c5, b4 initiating the gambit. After takes, c3. After bishop to a5, d4. After d6, queen to b3. Energetic move, like I said. Queen to d7 defends. Now takes, and castle. You'll notice in both the Evans Gambit position, the black king is lagging in development because of you gambited pawns and they took the pawns. Now bishop 2, rook to d1, hitting the queen. They try to counter hit you, but then you hit first with bishop takes on f7, and if takes, you hit with a rook. Again, can't take because you lose a queen. After that, bishop to g5, developing your piece there. And take, and you have the center stage as white. Anyways, very energetic opening. It's not super trappy. These are chess principles within this very dynamic opening. I hope you got something out of that. Maybe rack up some ELO, show your friends at the chess club. Or the library, or something. Anyways, I'll see you guys later. Double peace.